It is Earth Day. This is a day that we celebrate every year to really acknowledge the important things that our planet offers to us and how we can help to support it better. And food is one of those really essential ways that we can be a little bit more mindful when it comes to how we are using what we have and making sure we're not wasting a lot of those things. So that's what we're going to dive into today. And food waste is a tremendous issue, as I'm going to get into. So I have a few stats that I am going to share. And hopefully everybody can see my screen. So if you can believe it, food waste is one of the biggest drivers of our climate crisis. $92 billion worth of food goes to waste each year. Almost 40% of all food produced goes unsold or uneaten. That means that is also ending up in landfills. And 145 billion meals worth of food goes to landfills. And a lot of this does come from the food industry. Almost 60% of that does come from the food industry. So for us, it's something that we take incredibly seriously. And for me, I will do a small introduction. My name is Shauna McQueen. I am the Director of Nutrition and Wellbeing. And for me, sustainability and nutrition and well-being really go hand in hand. A nutritious diet is really a sustainable diet. It's something that is more plant forward, really rich in whole foods, things that are minimally processed. So these things really go hand in hand. But we can take that one step further and think about how we are using those ingredients to reduce our waste. And interestingly, a lot of items that we might not normally use has a lot of additional nutrition in it. So things like broccoli stems or peels that sometimes we might toss away, there are a lot of nutritional benefits that can be had from, maybe repurposing those things or getting a little creative with those ingredients. And that is what we are going to talk about today. So I am going to pass it over to the incredible Chef Pete. He is our VP of Culinary. We are thrilled to have him live from the Fit Kitchen, and I am going to turn it over to him.
Thank you, Shauna. Hi, everybody. So we're super excited to be here. I just learned today, believe it or not, Earth Day was established in San Francisco 55 years ago today. So it's kind of cool that we're here in South San Francisco celebrating Earth Day together. First and foremost, really excited and wanted to share with everybody that the announcement came out yesterday from the Humane World for Animals, formerly known as the Humane Society, that we have scored and placed #1 again for the 4th year in a row on our protein sustainability scorecard. So round of applause to everybody for that. And really the importance of that, you can see on the slide, there's a lot of components that go along with that scorecard and the protein sustainability scorecard requirements that using our waste has, and our strategies around how we measure and use our waste has had a huge impact on us being a leader now 4 years in a row. So super excited and very proud. Their scorecard and their scoring has gotten much more intense and much more difficult year over year. And so for us to stay at the top for 4 years in a row really shows our company's commitment in our strategies to do that. And obviously, one of the ways that we do that, one of the main partnerships that we have is through Winnow. And so we utilize that tool and we utilize that program and the partnership with Winnow to really inform a lot of our decisions on not only how we use our waste, but how we use our programmings and how that waste impacts our costs and all of the stuff. And so it was really the catalyst. I felt like it was the spark that drove us to start. You can see here our Zero Waste Cookbook that Shannon and Rick and team, a lot of people came together. We all had a ton of fun collaborating on building an internal Guckenheimer cookbook, showcasing not only some really phenomenal recipes from the field, because we really did take and get a lot of input from our chefs in the field that have a lot of passion, a lot of individual knowledge about this stuff. And so how do we get that innovation up? Rick, you and I got to sit around and play around with it. Shannon, we had an amazing time and are really extremely proud of not only the work that we did in this cookbook, but how we're moving forward with partnerships like Winnow and the ideas that we're doing and the way that we're changing and growing our strategies. And so I just wanted to say congratulations to everybody, and then also hand it over to Chef Rick, who's going to talk just a little bit more about the cookbook. And then I'll also introduce Chef Oscar here, who is going to feature and do some work for us live in the kitchen. So, Jeff.
Yeah, thank you very much. So Rick Green, Director of Culinary Development. I oversee our Fit Kitchen, which we're hosting live today in South San Francisco, as Chef Pete mentioned. And this is really where the ideation kind of came together when we started to develop the recipes. And so for us, I mean, I think Winnow was really a driving point for that as well. As Chef Pete mentioned, was, for us, we love data. And so we're able to, look at the top, I guess, offenders of waste. And so we're able to get creative on different outlets, right? And as culinarians, it's, sometimes it is a challenge to pass by, a production table and you can see a whole bucket of, portobello mushroom stems, right? And so, yes, we recycle or compost, but what can we do as culinarians to turn it into usable, edible, I call it free flavor, into recipes that we can, feature in our Zero Waste Cookbook. And so, we, deployed out to the field. And Chef Pete and I collaborated a lot, and Jason, our R&D chef here at the Fit Kitchen, was supporting, and we put it out to the field for content or submissions. And so we received those recipes and we tested them here in the Fit Kitchen. And then once we kind of landed on the direction of where we wanted to go with the cookbook, then we started, developing them. And then we had a massive amount of support come in to help style the food, food photography, professionally laid out. It's not my book table. We had fun doing it anyways. Yeah, it was really good. And we actually just hosted a fundraiser in Pasadena. And we were able to feature Chef Pete's famous potato peel nachos or potato chips.
I don't know about famous, but my favorite.
I think they're pretty famous. Yeah, they're awesome. And so, anyways, we had a lot of fun with it. And so today we wanted to feature actually the cover photo on this book that Chef Jason created this dish. And it's a pancit recipe. And so Chef Oscar is joining us today. So Chef Oscar's been with Guckenheimer for 2 years. He's at one of our flagship accounts in San Jose as an executive chef. He does a phenomenal job. And so we wanted to bring him in to feature this recipe, give you a little bit of a background, a little history, and then we'll kind of ad lib and talk through some of the different outlets so we can use some of these products or free flavor. And so Chef Oscar, introduce yourself and tell us about the history of pancit.
Hey, well, my name's Oscar. I'm the executive chef at Net Out in San Jose. Good to see everybody. Pancit is one of those things. It's called food culture. So pancit means in Hokkien, in Chinese, it means pancit means convenient food. In the Philippines, it's a term for noodles. If you call it pancit, it's some kind of noodles. It's either rice noodles or pancit canton. It might be an egg noodle. And there's some noodles with even some little bit of Spanish flair in it. So it's immigrant food. It travels with the culture, it travels with the people. Today here we're doing pancit bihon. Bihon in direct translation means rice noodle in Chinese, and then in different years of different languages, it becomes bihon in Tagalog. So we're featuring vegetables that we're using and zero waste. So we're using everything from stem to leaf to all the way to the root. There's no peeling. There's no waste, like we said, right? So we're going to go on ahead and start our process today. Chefs, anything else to add?
No, thank you. It's happy to be here.
Thank you so much, Chef.
Awesome. So we're going to start with our noodles, right? So we have pancit noodles right here. You can get this from any local Asian markets. They're really available. I've actually seen that in some of nicer markets, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's. They will also carry these in their Asian aisles. So to start this takes a little bit more time than the rest of the process. We have some hot water started. We're going to have this noodle soaking. And then there's going to be some TV magic, but we're going to put it through the process. So we're going to hot water. We're going to soak the rice noodle here really dry and a little bit brittle. So, but they're always a good thing to have it in your pantry because they have a very long shelf life and they're very, very, very versatile.
And honestly, too, just a couple of cool tidbits on this too. This is a fast recipe. This takes 15, 20 minutes max. We're doing a scaled version for one, just for the time. But this is something you can do ahead of time. You can soak your noodles a day ahead of time, and then you can whip up the recipe. I think we gave this for 4 to 6 people. So this is fast, like at home. You're in a crunch. You're taking your kids to Little League, and so you're like, I need to whip up something fast. And so it's a really quick, high energy, 20-minute mash recipe.
And then it's a well-balanced recipe. You get your starches, you get your proteins, you get your vegetables, you get enough energy, and it's long and slow energy versus a quick sugar shot, which kind of give you a quick boost and then you go and show the rest of your day.
So Chef, are you cooking or soaking these
So
noodles?
we are soaking these noodles because we don't want it to be boiling. It's basically we're reconstituting the noodles. So
So you brought some water up to temp and then you're just essentially putting the noodles in, letting them sit
let them
in
sit.
that warm water, not necessarily cooking them that much, but just like you said, reconstituting them.
So if we bring those noodles to a boil, you will actually break it down and then they will become very mushy. They will kind of lose its integrity for others. So in about 7 to 8 minutes later, and then we have our cooked noodles. We drain them and then we run them in a little cold water. So at this stage, it can be wrapped and put in the refrigerator to be future use. You get a nice addition to a salad. It can be a good base for a Vietnamese bún bowl to add a little bit of texture and starch to your dishes, and it's also gluten free.
Yeah. So when you're cooling these down to stop the cooking or the heating process, how long are you letting it sit in the water? You don't want to lose too much starch content, right?
Right. So we are not letting it soak in water per se, running water. I want to say a minute or two.
Just to stop the heating process.
Just stop it from being super hot, and then we can lay on a plate to be a thin layer, and so it will cool down evenly, so it doesn't clump. So again, just like Chef said, we don't want to soak it in water. You will lose all the content, and again, just like cooking it or boiling it, it will become loose and you become mushy. So you can see is when we're done, it's still quite bouncy. So we're in a good spot here.
Because this noodle will still absorb water whether it's hot or cold, and so you want to be mindful how much water you have on that noodle.
Good call.
Yeah.
And then we want to make sure it's well cooked, obviously.
So walk us through your produce. What are we using for today?
So for our vegetables today, we have cauliflower, we have broccoli, with some red cabbage. We have some carrots we have with the top on. Again, this is one of our features. We're using it from the leaf all the way down to the root, right? So nothing gets wasted. We have some green onions here for flavor and for garnish, and for aromatics, we're using shallots, garlic, ginger, and we're going to top it with a little bit of sesame seeds and sesame oil. The main flavor component for this one would be tamari. Again, gluten free for our but again, nowadays we a lot of different things. We're making this recipe so you feed more people than not, right? A lot more people have different allergies and different dietary requirements. So this recipe here covers
An inclusive dish, right?
inclusive for everybody, right? So when I go on ahead, so we have some garlic here that's already minced. We're gonna add to that a little bit of shallots.
You're just thinly slicing these shallots, right? Nothing.
We're thinly slicing these, so it will give you a little bit of texture,
Yeah.
but we don't want it to be mushy, right? So if we mince it, it kind of loses its integrity a little bit.
Okay.
So we want to cut it thinly so it doesn't.
So it still holds up.
It holds up, but it also cooks at the same time with everything else, so it doesn't gets lost in the dish. For that, we're gonna use a ginger root. This ginger root here, we wash it very thoroughly, so we're not gonna peel it or anything. With a microplane here, we're just gonna.
It's the best gadget if you don't have one.
Yeah, it's I remember growing up, one of the chefs told me, don't be a unit tool in the kitchen, because you have to have a tool that does multiple things, like the chef knife here. But this is the only thing that's a great single-use
tool.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's a microplane, does one thing, but it does the best.
Yeah.
So this is definitely one of the things that's worth investing in your kitchen.
And again, chef has left the skin on the ginger, so you're not peeling any of that, right? You're grating that whole thing, really getting, I'm sure Shauna can give us some nutritional benefits to the skin of ginger. I don't know what that would be, but it sounds like it's amazing to be able to just shred it on that microplane for sure. And that's going right in the same bowl again for the home cook. Don't make it super complicated for yourself, right? You've got minced garlic in there, you've got the minced ginger now, you've got the shallots. You can throw it all in one bowl together, and it'll get all sauteed.
professional chef or not, I think nobody likes doing dishes. So we're gonna try to do that as little as possible. So we have all our aromatics ready here, and then we're gonna set it aside. Then I'm gonna go on to our vegetables. Again, we have broccoli here. This can be utilized for its entirety, from the leaves to the florets, all the way to the stems. A lot of it, you see a lot of broccoli slaw in the market now. It's being shredded from the roots.
In the cookbook.
In the cookbook. And if you visit your local Chinese takeout place, the crunchies in the fried rice, most likely they're diced up broccoli stems, right? So it saves you a little bit of money, and then also we're gonna eliminate a lot of waste. I'm just gonna a tiny bit of this broccoli here. Again, we're gonna pick the root, but we're gonna just dice it. Again, we're not peeling anything, we're just simply dicing it.
I love broccoli.
I do too. It's my favorite.
There's so much thought behind peeling it, but I've always, when I've ever shredded it, put it in a slaw, add it for flavors, like you said, flavors of soups, anything like that. It has so many purposes. And
Yeah.
broccoli slaw, broccoli stems, especially for me, are one of my favorites.
I agree. I put it in my stir fry, so obviously soup out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the possibilities are endless.
It influences me to buy the whole broccoli instead of pre-crowned broccoli bags, things like that, because I want to be able to utilize all of the components.
And also for vegetables, when you buy these vegetables, when you buy them whole, they last longer as well. They're not processed as much. So these broccoli here, we're cut them in similar sizes so they would cook uniformly in our pan.
What's your favorite noodle dish
My favorite noodle dish.
besides the one you're making now?
I am originally from Taiwan, so I naturally goes back to our so-called national dish, beef noodle soup. So it's a braised beef noodle that is braised in chilies and soybean paste, a lot of vegetables, good, nice beef broth. It's a traveling food. It's the Chinese immigrant that come to China that, hey, I miss home. I'm going to create this dish that intermingle with the locals and it becomes its own thing.
What would you do with the bottoms of the cauliflower? Was there anything you could do with those? Would you
So-
pickle those? Would you blend them?
So most of us will cut this off and get rid of it, right? These parts are great pickled on top of the sandwich. You can thinly slice them, you can dice them. It's a great part of a jardiniere if you like to put that little bit of olive oil, vinegar, some fresh herbs. Definitely a good thing to have. Also, it's very popular in the last maybe 3 or 4 years, cauliflower steaks. So if you cut this way, and with the root intact, you can cook it and sear it like a piece
The
of
whole
steak.
piece, yeah.
Right, so that's definitely a cool utilization. So, I mean, and the same thing with these, all the leaves can be cut and
Well, they're great grilled. They look grilling and slice them up. Grilling whole and then slicing thin.
My recommendation to everybody on the call is experiment too,
Yeah.
right? Whenever you have something left over, try it. You may not hit a home run every time. Blend it, saute it, do something with it. You would be amazed at what you find. A lot of times for myself, I didn't even have comprehended that you could have used it in something and then you find the right use. Because again, as chefs, we're always so self-conscious of wasting anything because it truly is money going in the trash. But we really want to try to leverage as much of that as we can, use as much of it as we can for all of the right reasons. But it's also from running an operations and running a business perspective, we're mindful of how much we're producing and how much we're wasting. So you're always obsessing, we're food obsessed. And so we're always trying to figure out different ways to utilize stuff like that. So if you're at home and you have something, it's okay to just test it out, try it out. Think of different things that you love, pestos and blended items and try to utilize that. And Shauna, I'm seeing a lot of great comments on there. Are there any we want to call out? I think somebody might have mentioned they use it for kimchi.
Yes, we have a few. So, one, we have our fantastic RD, Camille, who is here. She is reminding us that vegetable peels provide a lot of fiber. So important to get that extra fiber. Let's see. We have Muriel who says, I slice them and put them into my stir fry or whatever dish I'm making for the cauliflower stalk pieces. Chef Tom says he does a house kimchi out of cauliflower leaves. All of these sound so delicious, such great ideas. And I love the
Yeah,
comments.
who
Keep
knew
them coming.
fermenting and pickling was so fun? But I see a lot of rind in the cookbook. There's another great recipe from the field that came out, the watermelon rind kimchi. That's amazing, right? Because how many times have you peeled the watermelon and never thought twice of ever just sliding that off into the trash? And now to think that you could pickle it and do something with it is amazing, because that's for sure one of the things that I've always thrown away. I've never thought twice about. So exciting stuff. So Chef, you're doing now, you're cutting carrots and saving the carrot tops, obviously.
We're saving the carrot tops. Carrot tops is a very underutilized item in our day-to-day recipes. There's a great flavor, brightness. You can really make remouladas. You can make pestos with it. Today we're going to use it as a little bit of garnish. So don't throw your carrot stems away. They're very versatile and they're very readily available. That's again, buying a whole vegetable always helps retain it for a longer time in your fridge.
So going through too. So you got the broccoli, you've got now julienne carrots, chef has cut. We've obviously got some shaved cabbage on here. You've got the cauliflower stems and the greens underneath. So we're putting all the components together, right? What else? Vegetables. You got your aromatics ready to go.
So fast. Once
Yeah.
once you prep them, it's fast. That's what we did, man.
Right, and then these things, once they're done, they keep pretty well in your fridge. So you don't have, you can do perfect for a meal prep. If you add, you can definitely add some chicken if you wanted to, some tofu if you wanted to. It's definitely a good base for a healthy meal. So we're gonna have your pan hot. So we have some induction burner here. We're gonna heat it without the oil. So the Chinese technique or the Asian technique is always hot pan, full oil, right? So you don't want to heat the oil together. You want to make sure the pan is hot. Once it's hot, you add in your high temp oil. We have a oil extra virgin blend here. You want to move it around in your pan. So once it shimmers, then that means it's hot enough. So when you see, you can catch it on the camera, you really can see a little bit of shimmer right now on your pot. So we're gonna add our aromatics. We can catch the sizzle a little bit. Again, we have three kinds of aromatics in here. We want to watch carefully not to burn the garlic. Very important. The garlic is great, but once it hits that burning mark, we're all lost there. So I'm gonna saute it until the rawness off of it. We're not doing a braising dish here, or we're just doing a quick saute. So we're gonna add in our vegetables.
We do them raw. You could blanch them ahead of time if you want. But for us, we do this recipe raw. Good. Raw.
So we're gonna have a little bit of water to add to this, so you'll help soften the vegetables a little bit.
Sure.
Thank you, Chef. And then we're gonna add the rest of this cabbage.
And you're layering in sequence based on the like strength of the vegetable, right? You don't cook,
100%.
you know, so your timing of it is kind of important when you put it in the pan. So you're cooking the quicker items last, so they don't overcook in the pan.
So the cauliflower, they're a little larger chunk and they're more starchy and hearty. So we put it in the first, and then we cook them for a little bit softened, and then we added something that's lighter, the cabbage and the carrots. So I wish we had smell-o-vision. It's 2025. We still don't.
We're getting close, I'm sure.
We still don't have smell-o-vision, but it smells great in the kitchen.
Better than garlic in a pan, and the colors are beautiful. Right now, it's in that pan. Everything's popping. Everything's vibrant.
So
Shauna, you have a great point too about eating from the rainbow, right? Eating, the more color you add to your dish. What's your methodology behind it?
Yeah, so what's really fun is all the colors that you have, they're all essentially indicating different anti-inflammatory compounds. So you have the purple, which is lovely anthocyanins. It's so good for your blood pressure. You have the orange, the beta carotene, which is of course really great for our eyesight. We have even the white colors that you're coming from the cauliflower, which is again very anti-inflammatory and great for, let's see, everything from your blood pressure to your cholesterol, things like that. So when you're adding all of these different pieces and all of these beautiful different colors, you know that you are getting a lot of additional nutrition from these things. So the standard American diet tends to be very beige. We tend to eat a lot of beige colored foods. So inviting a lot of this color into our diets means we're getting a lot of anti-inflammatory benefits, and it is so good for us. So this recipe is a perfect example of eating the rainbow, and it just is so beautiful because, of course, we eat with our eyes first. So this is a lovely example of one of those things.
So we're gonna add the water in right now to help cook the vegetables more even. And we, in the meantime, we'll have a look at green onion to do a little garnish for later.
I want to, if you switch the camera real quick, we got our producer, Chef Jason over here in the corner, so we're jamming. This is I love the fact that you can use, when you're talking about zero waste, don't trim your green onions completely all the way down and you can regrow them, right? You see, we've got them in jars of water. There's a lot of vegetables that you can just add to water and they'll resprout, regrow. Again, it might be a little bit challenging in the volume of food that we cook, but I love the idea of just taking this green onion, dropping it back in a jar of water, keeping it on your windowsill or something that you can just regrow and kind of reutilize. And then, again, another great opportunity to use less waste is taking things that you can grow and replanting them, reusing them, seeds, all that stuff. So really good stuff. Go ahead.
So now we're gonna finishing stages. We're gonna add our main flavor ingredients here is which is tamari and sesame oil. And then we don't want to reduce too much. So again, it will create a little bit burning sensation if we do. Again, once it hit the pan, it gives that caramelization.
Oh, that smells really good.
Now we're gonna add the noodles.
And this is probably the most delicate part, right? Because you don't want to move the noodles around too much. They're delicate. You'll damage them. You want to keep them fluffy. You're just trying to reheat them. And obviously you've got that water in there that's steaming. You've got all that tamari. You've got all that flavor that you're kind of coating those noodles with. Looks phenomenal. Got your plate ready for you to plate if you're ready. I'll put it over that.
Yeah. Can we pass the sesame?
And yes, chef.
Thanks, Chef.
So again, we're just looking, all the cooking is done on the vegetables. All we're looking for is, just like Chef said, it's heating through the noodles, having a nice coating on with the sauces and everything, and we're ready.
Send it.
So this is a single portion. Again, you can, it's a great meal prep for you, for those of you who that meal prep. These heat very well in the microwave.
I need a cold.
And you can eat it cold. Yeah, let's do it. So just do a little bit of shaved green onions and do a little sesame seeds. And also from our carrot from earlier, you can do a little bit of garnish.
Surprisingly, there's a lot of great flavor in the carrot tops too. So in the Zero Waste Cookbook, we did a carrot top chimichurri.
And it's just a good looking garnish.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
People like these dill tops. I love carrot tops.
Very herbaceous and tastes good.
Beautiful.
Now you
Smells
gotta,
good.
now you gotta do the dynamic taste.
That's right.
So
Show it.
I gotta show you guys delicious, right? So
Awkward smile.
awkward smile. It's good. It's kind of great.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Nice, solid recipe.
Very good.
Great job, Chef. Thank you. That was awesome. So you want to open it up for questions? Is there any questions in the chat? Anything you guys want to bring up to us? Anything we can help answer?
Gorgeous. Yes. Please feel free to type in your questions, nutrition, sustainability related, recipe related. As everyone is thinking, I want to ask the three of you guys, what is one ingredient that you never throw away? Something that maybe other people wouldn't use, but that you love. And Chef Rick, I think I know your answer.
Oh, I'm gonna wait.
You go first then.
I'm gonna say rosemary stems.
Oh.
The sprinkled rosemary, because I love those. They're aromatic. You can put them, like I sometimes leave them on my desk just because it smells good. I like to use them for skewering, like as a kebab.
Yeah.
Because there's so much like natural oil still in there, and so
Flavors.
rosemary stems one of my
Very
favorites.
Mediterranean thing to do. I'll say mine, obviously, because of the potato skin peels. I just peel so many potatoes, and I always just saw these piles in the sink or in a bowl that was getting tossed. And so then I started smashing, boiling them like mashed potatoes and smashing them, and then thinking, what can I do in the frying of them? Not rocket science, but to just be able to fry some skins and have something extra, a garnish even. So I never throw away much from
And they're good
potato.
too.
Yeah.
So good. Also, what about you?
I think for me, it's again, stuff sounds very simple. It's a citrus, so lemon, orange, like that. For those of us that cook regularly in the kitchen, most of the citrus flavor come from the skin, like from the essential oils and
Yeah.
everything. More lemonade flavor comes from the skin versus the juice. So the juice can be utilized, the skin can be utilized, you can candy it as a whole. Even after all that, let's say you zested a lemon and you squeeze out the lemon juice. You can leave that in your refrigerator. It will remove odor in the fridge. So there's a complete
Garbage disposal.
Yeah, refreshing.
Saving money.
You throw it in, freeze them, you put a little ice in them,
Sharpen the blade.
shuffle it away, and then it doesn't have odor in it.
Thanks for doing this, Chef.
Yeah,
No problem. Hope you guys have fun.
Any more questions out there, Shauna?
Stunning. All right, nothing coming through yet. I think everyone is being a little bit shy, but that is
Yeah, they are
okay.
being shy.
While we still have everyone, we are thrilled to share a digital copy of our incredible Zero Waste Cookbook with you today. This is our very special Earth Day gift to you, and it is filled with tons of incredible recipes that our amazing chefs have put together of all kinds of things to help you have a more sustainable kitchen. So we really look forward to you guys using them. Feel free to take some photos of your dishes, tag us on social. We would love to see.
Shauna's like Oprah. Ever you get it.
Our special free gift. No cars, but next time.
We're excited to
But
share it for sure. It was a
here
lot of
is
fun.
our little sneak peek. We cannot wait for you guys to dive into the recipes and let us know what you think. We are so proud of this work, and cheers to our incredible culinary team for putting this together. It really is a masterpiece of some lovely sustainable items. And before we wrap up, I just want to remind everyone that we have an incredible class that is going to be coming up on May 8th. So May is National Salad Month, and this is something that we are very excited about, and we say if you don't like your salads, it's because you're eating the wrong salads. So come with us on May 8th and learn how to make some entree-worthy salads from our incredible team at the Fit Kitchen. Chef Rick will be back. We might be able to get Chef Pete back too, so hopefully we'll see you guys again for that too. And feel free to pop any other thoughts in the chat. If you have to leave, then thank you so much for joining. And again, thank you to our incredible culinary team for a beautiful demo.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you all. Awesome.
Happy Earth Day, everybody.
Happy Earth Day.
Happy Earth Day.
Happy Earth Day.